today I'm going to take a little bit of time and I'm going to break down a budget for a project. I think one of the things that is really intimidating and what makes it difficult for pricing a lot of creative projects is not having any routine around budgeting, around making this part less of a guess and a little bit more certain. And not to say that with pricing you can't get creative, but I think so often creatives undervalue themselves. And I know when I started to, really take budgeting a little bit more seriously, the new challenge became, how do I communicate the value of that? I'm going to be really straightforward. I'm just going to jump into kind of how we go about budgeting projects, how quickly we do this, and how we give multiple options. So this is what I would do after I've had a wonderful discovery call. I kind of understand, the potential of a project, and my goal is to get 1 to 3 different price options for them. And this is the exercise I do. I don't present this to my client, but this is where I start before I create a quote. When we're talking to our clients, there's nothing that says we have to give a definitive price on the call. It's fine to give, a budget range, some ideas, to know those sort of things. But a big piece of it is understanding what do they really need, gathering that data, and then putting that into a document that makes sense. So I'm going to work through a couple of options. One that might be, say you're the solopreneur, you shoot everything, you do everything, as well as a fully scaled up option. So also thinking about if you're a creative who wants to delegate, build your team, this could be a valuable exercise for bringing in subcontractors, freelancers, or people in general to help make this. So we're going to dig into the document now. With mine, I have all of this kind of templated, and this is with one of our tools at Teal. So I have in my clients, I have it by year. If I go in here, I have this artist template. So what I start with is I copy and paste this. I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to call this X band. For the sake of the example, we're going to go in here. I have, pitch and legal, pre-production, recap, deliverables, and assets. Where we're at right now, we're in the budgeting part of this. So I have the simple budget tool here. I'm going to double click this and we're going to minimize this, get this out of the way. And you'll see there's a standard, a light, and a large as kind of the base level of these things right here. And if you see over here, I have a pre-made rental sort of document in each one of these. These are like our go-to items. This has been customized. The other one is more standard. I also have our profit first stuff in here if I want to go into that. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with this one. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to say X brand budget. And we're just going to dig through this. So I typically like to, while I have these ones to kind of get an idea, we'll scan through this real quick. Let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. I like, there's pre-production, production, additional cost, post-production. There are a few things going on here. If you've worked with any kind of tables and stuff, this isn't so foreign. There are so many tools out there that do this exact same thing. Mine's really geared towards smaller creatives that are trying to scale up, to try and do things a little bit bigger, and understand how to take those baby steps into scaling your business and doing this a little bit more organized. So I like to start with the standard one first because this is where most of our productions land, and I'll actually usually just duplicate this and rename it. So I've had this call. I've talked with this client. A lot of times, let's just say this is a music video client. They have an EP. They have multiple videos that they want to do. They want to do, let's just say 4. But they're also open to doing 2 kind of bigger ones and then also doing one that's smaller that's a little bit scaled back. So we're going to create 3 quotes that are a little bit different. I like to start with the biggest one first because I can always strip back. So let's say in this concept, this is kind of like, this is making sure you're kind of tracking your hours. This is the concept. This is the treatment. This is writing things. I'm going to put this at 120 an hour. And I'm going to say that this is going to take me 6 hours because I'm probably going to build in research and meetings and whatnot into that. Rentals, some of my time on this, I'm going to build this at 50 an hour. Oh my gosh, why is this doing this way? And I'm going to say that's going to have 2 hours of my time in emailing, coordinating, all that sort of stuff. I don't have to put anything here, but I'm going to put 0 here because I'm not doing any research or meetings or anything like that. If we're doing something really, really elaborate, then yes, we might do that. Or if we were doing like additional content beyond music videos. So with this, I'm actually probably going to DP and produce at the highest level. This is to get 4 films done. So I like to go ahead and put names in here too. It just helps me going back to I'm going to give like a rough name to this. I'm just going to say for music videos plus deliverables, because we do like extra deliverables and stuff, up to 2-day production. This will probably be over a weekend. This kind of goes without saying anymore as BTS content and whatnot. But just to make this simple, this is kind of what we're doing here. So we're going to have 2 days of production. I don't need a prep day with this because, we're just doing the standard gear. I'm going to put 1,200 for my rate here. I'm going to have a director. I'm going to say Ross is going to do this. He's probably going to be at 1,500 for this. And he'll probably have some prep, but at that rate, that'll be good. Since this is a little bit bigger, I'm going to have a cam up. So I'm going to be a hands-off DP producer. Let's do 700 and let's have 2 days. We're going to have a gaffer on this. 500 feels a little more realistic. We're going to do 2 days there. We're going to have a PA. Actually, we're going to have a PA that's in art because we're doing a heavier concept. This is going to be 200 realistically. This is like a supportive role. We're going to have BTS photo, and this is going to be swing PA. Again, let's do 300 and 2 days, not 21 days. I don't know why it's doing that. And then I'm going to say special effects, makeup. We'll probably have one person in that role. 500 is probably pretty good. It'll probably be a single day of this. We'll probably have a day of production with band and stuff, and then we'll have a day of storyline and whatnot that we'll need this makeup artist for. So as you can see, that's adding up over here. Catering, we're gonna have 2 days of production. 250 a day is probably going to be good to cover everyone. This is going to cover crew. This is going to cover band. There's probably a little bit of overage there. We usually do like a Chipotle, a Bippy Bop, or something that we can kind of order in through like DoorDash or send someone to get really easily. I talked to them. They want to do studio. This tends to be a common thing. So we have 1,200 for a studio day one day, and then we're going to do a free location the other day that's more outdoors or something. So we're kind of working together to build this. Props wise, we're going to have talent. We're going to have to style them and put something in them. We have $600 set aside to actually style them. We're only doing one person, one sort of scene, $600 for props, and whatnot. Feels good. And I did this wrong. We're probably going to have $800 in gear rentals for the studio. The location fee, the studio fee, is going to be $1,200. Talent fee, we're going to have one talent for half of a day, and we're going to have them at $400. I know that's for half, but we'll leave it just as one. We have hard drives that we're going to have for this. This is going to be less heavy hitter, so I'm not going to have a second drive. I'm just going to have the internal storage cost. One thing is we have gear rentals over here. I don't know if I have this one set this way, but I like to go over here just to plan this out a little bit. And actually what's funny is I don't have this set all the way up. Days total. And I'll kind of show you guys a little cheat sheet on this. But okay, we're going to do Keynote Full Selects. We run them all the time. I'm going to say 4 of those. 300X, we're not going to need that for that one, but we are going to need one of these. B7Cs, we're going to be good on that. Filtration, I'll probably do some sort of filter. I'll probably do like 3 of them. So we'll have 45 there. We're not going to need a Sprinter van. Carts, we're not going to need carts. We're going to use mine. Video Village, we have that covered. Easy Rig, we'll do one of those. And actually the one I'm going to want is going to be 125. Dana Dolly, no. Jib, no. Broken On, probably not. But what I do think is I want to rent the Sigmas, which are $350 a day, and we're going to do that. We're not going to do anamorphic. No Movi. This is handheld RSET. We don't have a prep day. We'll need extra batteries. We have the studio rental, which again, I can kind of build in here, I guess. I forgot I added that in. We're not doing any DMX. We're not doing the Nova kit that comes with there. We're not doing Bolt. No painting fee. We are going to need 4 flats. So these are like the walls to kind of build this and to make a set a little bit more elaborate. We're going to rent 2 of the PA speakers so that the band doesn't have to worry about that. And as we can see, we're kind of at this. This is a 2-day rental. So we're going to do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And we're going to copy that. I'm just putting this across. I know there's like numbers here. Not that it's like a big deal. We're just going to go in here. We're going to go to cell. We're going to change this from currency to number. And then we're going to put in a new formula here. So insert new formula. We're going to take this number and shift 8 to multiply this number. And then we're going to hit enter, and that's going to give us a total. If we click right here, we slide this down, and it makes our formula for this. We're going to put a new formula here, which is going to be sum of all of these. You can hit the sum one, and it usually does this pretty accurately. But now we have a total cost for what this is. And say if the days change to 3 days or 1 day or whatever, we have a new number. This client actually told me that they want to do the rentals over the weekend. We're going to produce this on Saturday and Sunday, and through our rental house, we get a single day or we get a 2-day rental over a weekend for one. So what that means is we can change all of these to 1 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 to 1. So change that. And now that makes it to 28,800. And here's something else fun you can kind of do with this. I don't have this one set this way, but I'm going to hit insert new formula, and I'm going to change it to this cell over here. So that way, if I update anything over here, it automatically updates. I can waive this because it's actually built into the quote of this. And now I have gear rentals and studio rental all built into one thing. And then if we have like another location fee or something, we can kind of build that. Okay, so for this, I'm going to have a junior editor on this that is going to handle each one of these edits. We could do this by hours, but what I'm going to do is they're going to have 4 music videos to do. I'm going to have $500 set aside for the junior edits on this. I'm going to senior edit this, which I'm at $500 for this for 4 edits. Plus I'm going to call all the extra deliverables. We have 2 rounds of revisions. Beyond that, it's $500. So I have this in here, but this is built in. They're going to get this within their two rounds of revisions. We don't have any music for this. I'm not going to charge a rendering fee because we're not doing any crazy visual effects or anything like that. But yeah, this is going to kind of cover this. This you can see is kind of at the highest level for 4 music videos. We have 25,000. It's going to cost us $8,779. I'm going to dig in a little bit more onto this. So if you look, you have the 15%, the 20%, 45%. These are the profit margins. And if you look down here, it adds up to 34% profit margin. That's where we like to land. We have a little bit more overage here, a little less here, a little less here, and a little bit more here to kind of prep this and to even this out. And that's the difference. You know, your proposal price, this is what you want to make to generate some profit on this. This is what it's going to cost. This is the lowest you can kind of go to do this unless you're going to configure or ask for some favors or whatever the case may be. You know, you can be really creative with this, but this is at the highest level. From here, I would duplicate this, and I would say this is going to be traditional. I might actually rename these. So I'm going to call this high level. This is going to be traditional, and we have all this saved in here. So I'm probably going to have less legwork here. So I'm going to do this down to 4. With this one, I'm probably going to actually produce and direct, and we don't have a director on this one. So my rate is actually going to go up because I'm doing more things. And with this, also, this will be a single day of production. Honestly, I'll probably end up being more like this for this sort of situation. We're going to move this down to a single day of production. So I'm just going to go ahead and one all of these. We're not going to need a director in this case, unfortunately. I'm probably still going to bring in a cam op so I can be more proficient here. And I'm probably going to, up them a little bit because they're going to be doing more heavy lifting. I'm still going to have a gaffer. Again, I'm probably going to move that rate up a little bit because they're going to be doing more heavy lifting. We're not going to have as much art, so I don't need an art PA, but I'm still going to have this person on set that's going to help with general stuff. We're not going to do any visual effects or makeup, so this is just mostly band performance, some simple creative or some stock footage in some sense. This is going to be now 1 day. This is still going to be a healthy number. We could go lower, but I'd rather not. We're still going to have the same rentals here to do this creative in one way or another. Maybe one thing I would change is to keep it more affordable. Maybe we are going to shoot on Rokinons. So we're going to do this down to 100 a day to save some money there. We're not going to need as many of these, so we'll change that. We're going to just use my kit, so we're not going to need this. Filtration will keep the same. Easy rig will keep. Rokinons, V-mount. We can probably do this with our battery since we're not going outdoors. We still have the studio fee. We're not going to do flats, so that's going to change things. Yeah, and as you can see, this is updated over here now. And then with this, this is going to get them 2 music videos and then 1 day of production. So boom. And with that, I'm just going to update this, and this is going to stay the same. We're not going to have a talent fee, so that's going to change. And props, we might still have some props. We're going to half that. As you can see, this is a $12,000 campaign. Everything's kind of stayed the same. So moving on, I'm going to duplicate this yet again. This is going to be light. This is going to be 1 music video. This is going to be significantly more stripped down. So 1 up to a day. With this one, this is probably just going to be a performance. So we're not going to have really anything here on the prep side. So I'm going to actually zero this out because it's not conceptual at all. I'm going to be at 2,000. I'm not going to have a cam op on this. I'm going to still bring in my gaffer. I'm going to still bring in my BTS. And let's see here. Catering, this will definitely come down to 200. Rental wise, we'll probably strip this down even more, honestly. I'll probably keep those in. I probably won't do any filtration. I probably won't do easy rig because they'll be significantly more simplistic. I'll probably just use my lensing kit. Studio will still be in there. PA speaker, we'll probably just do 1 because this will be a more simplistic, closer proximity sort of shoot. That's updated there. There will be no props because it's just performance only. Media storage will still stay the same. This will go to 1. This will go to 1. Now we have an $8,000 video here, and we have 3 options to build out now. So we have a 25,000. We have a traditional 12,000, and then we have an 8,000. We have 3 options to build this out. Additionally, I could very easily be like, this is a one-man band situation. I'm just going to zero this out. I'm going to zero this out. Catering, is still going to be there, still going to get that. I could probably get this lower realistically. Probably could get that to like 1,200. There might even be times I'm like, I'm just going to waive that fee off. And maybe this is a more simplistic edit. So it's a $300 edit. And I'm still going to keep my rate up because my time on this is still going to be pretty valuable. So now we have a 6,200. So if you're in that $2,000 range or anything, this is where this can be intimidating. But I hope this was helpful. I hope this was informative. I'm more than happy to answer questions. I wanted this to be more technical and to dive into this and help reframe the value of this. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or any additional things. I'm always more than happy to chat. And more than anything, start valuing ourselves, start charging what we're worth. And this is a good, healthy way to look at quoting, getting those numbers, and then presenting your value in a way of this is what it takes to get this thing done. Here's how things total up. This isn't necessarily to be shown, but thanks for watching.